Hello YouTube fans, here's another video, Gardening with Vincenzo. Hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to speak today about the lifestyle and the interruption in the lifestyles and the potential for the food insecurities and how we conduct ourselves on a daily basis. And I'm not here to lecture, I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to incur panic. Actually, I want people to calm down, but comply with the overall consensus for social distancing. And I wanted to speak about a couple of things. We all have places that we live, we all have places that we reside, and we all can take a little better care of our planet, our communities, our own backyards. And a couple of things that I wanted to mention here is the ability that we all have to do container growing. If anyone has not seen my picnic table farming, I have a book that I've completed. I haven't put it into Amazon's ebook format yet, but I intend to do that. And I'm not here to promote my book. What I'm here to promote is a more natural, eco-friendly lifestyle, reprioritization of how we conduct ourselves on a regular basis. For myself, I'm very much into nature. I'm very much into growing, as you can see around me. Even in my kitchen, I grow things. I grow herbs. I grow vegetable plants. I am a container grower. I also grow just traditional gardens. I also have something called picnic table farming, where I put a lot of my smaller items. I have my own greenhouse that I built myself, and I've been doing this for a lot of years. So here's a couple of things. I know that they're talking about, 4 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now. 8 weeks from now, we're going to be planting our plants outside. There's usually a May 30th is kind of the date that everybody goes out and buys their plants and they put them in. Here's what I would suggest, and it's just a suggestion, it's just food for thought, literally food for thought. You can grow things you can make a container out of anything, even a cardboard box. We all can, pick up some dirt and do a little bit of due diligence and read some things. And I'm a subscriber to Mother Earth News. And there's so many good articles in Mother Earth's News. I also belong to the National Arbor Society. There's some other things that I belong to. I'm also an American Legion member. Community-related things, community-based things. We can make a difference. I've said that it's part of my logo, Gardening with Vincenzo. We can save this planet 1 yard at a time, beginning with your own. That's what I'm talking about today. Let's make an effort. Let's involve the young. Let's involve the folks that are more electronically focused, and maybe show them the way. Show them that we can grow some food. Being self-sufficient is a good thing. Being dependent, you can see the dependence of society today and what the interruption is going to be, because of this pandemic. And again, I'm not, fear-mongering or anything like that. I'm not trying to capitalize on it, other than I'm trying to make a point. We all can change our lives in subtle ways to improve our lives. Get outside, smell some fresh air. Maybe somebody wanted to try some beekeeping. I would love to do beekeeping. I would love to do that. My son is dramatically allergic to bee venom, wasp venom, or else I'd already have a couple there to have my own source of pollinators right here in my in what I commonly refer to as my compound, my growing compound. Picnic tables. You can take a bunch of pots and plant plants on a picnic table. You can do them on your patio. You can do them lining your walkways. They're mobile. You can move them around. You can control the watering and the fertilizing, and make them really thrive. You can experiment with things. I experiment all the time. What works for me, what doesn't work for me. There's a ton of information out there, and this would be a good reflective period while people are doing social distancing to reassess, what are the priorities, to reassess and to think outside the box, to push the envelope a little bit as far as, your lifestyle, your daily lifestyle. We can recycle plastic. You can use plastic for so many things. There's a ton of videos on YouTube on how to arrange plastic bottles. There's to make gardens, growing herbs, just growing a couple of tomato plants, couple pepper plants. Good stuff. Stuff that's good for hearth and home rather than the hate, hype, and hysteria. And that's my point of all this here today. And I really felt compelled to do a video kind of expressing that. There's nothing wrong with hearth and home. There's nothing wrong with family. There's nothing wrong with caring for your neighbor or saying hi. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your country or saluting our veterans or taking notice of our healthcare workers. I worked in the healthcare field for more than 30 years. I'm a registered respiratory therapist. And, this coronavirus is going to have some impacts. I understand the reason why the impacts. I also understand what they're trying to accomplish here, and that's a good thing. I think to be proactive is a good thing. And speaking of proactive, all the things that allow you to become a little more self-sufficient, even if they require a little bit of effort, and there is a little bit of effort with growing, but I get great satisfaction out of it. I think those that haven't done it in the past, I think if they try it, I think they'll find some satisfaction here. It's like a return to nature, and it's a return to keeping things simple. Life is effort dependent. I believe that. And we've gotten away from enjoying some very simple things. And I think that this might be a prime opportunity to reassess some of those things. And so, I just felt compelled. I thought this would be a good time to speak. Again, it's not for me to lecture. It's not for me to judge. I just try to encourage enthusiasm for the lifestyle that is a more natural lifestyle, a more self-sufficient lifestyle. And in the old days, they used to have what they called a larder. Sometimes people refer to it as our own pantry. I believe in that. People should learn how to process the food that they grow and do some canning. If you look on my website on YouTube, I can my own things. I make my spaghetti sauce from scratch. I grow my own herbs. I grow my own vegetable plants. I collect seeds and I keep the seeds. So there's a lot of videos that are in there. I'm always looking for subscriptions to increase my YouTube channel. And I don't mean to self-promote, but you could use that as a starting point. YouTube is fabulous for answers and how-tos. I view many different YouTube subscription channels on growing. It gives me ideas. I think outside the box. I try to do things that are, in my opinion, meaningful. And I think that we need to bestow that, if we can, nurture some encouragement for our young, for our old, who may find great pleasure in getting out there and watching things grow and reaping the benefit of your own harvest. So anyway, I just felt that this was, a prime opportunity with the social distancing, a good time to think, and now is a good time to think, how can I encourage, how can I grow, what do I need to set up as far as container growing? It's easy to grow in containers. There's just no doubt about it. Would I benefit from having some chickens so I have fresh eggs that I can harvest? How many do you need? Well, for a family of 4, if you have 1 chicken per, you're going to get a dozen. You're going to get a dozen of eggs every week just for you. It's a great thing. Um, do I want to have lettuce? Lettuce is probably the one vegetable that is transported and is very carbon intensive because of the transportation. I think that society may benefit from local grown. Support your local businesses. I order online just like everybody else does, but I make a point of trying to support the local businesses in my community. My community is Valencia, PA, Middlesex Township. We're a growing community. It's a great community. I enjoy interacting with folks. It's just a different lifestyle than the fast paced and hurry and always have the camera in front of you or the computer in front of you. And I realize it's a high tech. I'm not putting that down because things are changing. And let's remember some of the older things that have kind of gone by the wayside, which really now, with the current state of affairs, are things that might be of benefit to kind of bring back. Know to recognize. Put in a fruit tree. You can landscape around a fruit tree, grow your own strawberries, put some blueberries in. There's hanging baskets. Support the local people. They're the ones that at some point in time you may be dependent on to provide you with some nourishment. Salute our truck drivers, salute our veterans, salute our farmers, salute our healthcare workers, and those that are service oriented. Anyway, I really was trying not to get off on a tangent. I hope you found this video useful. I hope that everyone stays safe, and I hope that everyone stays healthy. And that's really pretty much all I have to say. I hope you liked the video. I try to encourage growing on a number of fronts. Again, I don't benefit financially from the Mother Earth News, and I don't mean to push products, but Mother Earth News is a great magazine. There's a ton of articles. You can order fruit trees online. Not to plug any particular supply house, but I happen to use several. Stark Brothers, as far as a postage stamp fruit tree garden. If you have a smaller piece of land, you can grow fruit trees in barrels. And you can keep them pruned so they don't mass produce, but you have a couple fresh apples or pick some cherries or grab a peach or whatever. It's so satisfying to go out there and actually embrace picking your own food. It's a very satisfying thing. Now, it's a little bit time consuming as far as you have to wait maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years, for the fruit to produce, but that's okay. If you're just starting out and you want to get to the point where you can feed your own family, without being dependent, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. All right, this is Gardening with Vincenzo. Remember, we can save this planet 1 yard at a time, beginning with your own. I hope everybody thinks about that statement a little bit. You are what you eat, and fresh is always best. Grow as a person. Plant a garden. All right, be safe out there.